What's going on, everybody? It's Dante Green, and you're watching Sideline Kings podcast with Elk Grove, Greg, Nick, and Bucci. Go Kings!
It's not even your birthday.
Happy birthday. Happy.
Bucci,
Maybe you don't
your
remember
Okay,
my
you need to
birthday.
leave that of him singing so that all of you two can see that.
Well, just let Bucci go off and sing the whole time.
Yeah.
I don't know why the Wi-Fi. What's the topic tonight?
Right now, it's your birthday.
Almost.
What's your big plans for your birthday? And keep it
Nothing.
PG-13. Kids watch this.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
right.
Nothing.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay.
Oh,
So
R-rated
let's move
birthday, huh?
on. Who do we hire as our host here, Nick?
I know, right?
Kids' birthdays
Bucci.
get worse. You're either gonna work or you're gonna do nothing.
Well,
Delta.
thanks for telling me about
What
the
curled
rest
up-
of my life.
What curled up your ass?
I know.
The air.
Okay, Bucci, take us through the news. Tell us all about sports this week. All right, Bucci.
You guys know, number one topic, the Warriors forward Draymond Green spoke out against the treatment towards players who are on the trading block by teams looking to move them, but not having the same energy for players who have mental illness or other issues. Is Draymond Green right to have these concerns?
Go ahead,
Okay,
Greg.
Nicholas. What's that?
Say go ahead, Greg.
You're going to defer to me?
Yeah, I'm going to let you take this one because I think we're going to have the same answer anyway.
I think we're going to have a different answer.
Really?
Because I'm the old man here. I'm that guy that's you're paid millions of dollars. Shut the fuck up. I want to know who designated Draymond Green the spokesman of the NBA. Like, I feel like I've heard way too much from Draymond Green's mouth the last couple of weeks. Like, I understand that he's like out here trying to speak for the players, and there's issues in the NBA obviously that need to be spoken out against. But who designated that to be Draymond Green? Like, is he trying to be today's Charles Barkley, or like? I understand what he's saying because he's saying this about Andre Drummond because Andre Drummond's on the trading block,
Right.
And so is Blake Griffin, and they're shutting him down right now because they don't want to lose the value in case Blake Griffin gets hurt or Andre Drummond gets hurt. And it brings me back to a point that the Kings had. Remember a couple of years ago, the Kings had Rudy Gay, who was on this contract year, and the Kings were playing him. And the Kings obviously were not planning to keep him in the long term, but Rudy Gay ended up tearing his Achilles, and then the Kings ended up losing him for nothing. And that's what that's what these owners are trying to do. They're trying to prevent that kind of situation happening to their team, because if Blake Griffin tears his leg or Andre Drummond tears his leg, you're essentially losing them for nothing. And that's what the NBA owners are trying to protect, which I get. That's the side I'm on. I don't think that there's a different thing between tearing your Achilles and saying that you need a mental break, especially when it's Kyrie Irving, because I don't. If De'Aaron Fox came out and said I need a break because I have mental issues, I'd take a little more into that than if Kyrie Irving came out and said, "Hey, I got mental issues," because we know a little bit more about Kyrie. But that's how I get what he's trying to say there. But at the same time, it's a business. The owners don't want to lose their assets because look what we could have gotten for Rudy Gay. We invested so much for him, and we got nothing out of him. And that's what nobody wants that to happen. Look where the Kings could be right now if we actually got something for Rudy Gay.
Yeah, that's true. I do agree with a lot of what you're saying. I think that the mental health and other issues definitely probably do need to be addressed a little bit more. But in terms of what you're talking about with the trading, I'm totally in agreement with you. At the end of the day, you're an employee. And yes, I understand that there is a human aspect to it, but if I'm the team and I'm trying to trade my guy, like you said with the whole Rudy Gay thing, we could get something, because if Cleveland gets nothing for Andre Drummond, that would suck. That would really suck.
And in the same breath, Blake Griffin is well known for being injury prone. I mean, and why would Detroit want to throw him out there and he gets hurt and they lose a chance at getting something for him?
Yeah, because he's still got a few years left on that contract, so
yeah. Which that's going to come up on the next question. It might be the next question. Bucci, you ready? You paying attention?
Yeah.
Hit us with the next one.
Boom! Recent reports have Blake Griffin and Andre Drummond on the trading block. Should the Sacramento Kings be interested? Greg, what do you have to say?
Take it, Nick.
I would definitely be interested in bringing in Andre Drummond. I think he would be, even if you don't have him as part of your long-term future, if you can buy low and sell high, I'm all about that. And I don't mean selling for draft picks or selling for, like, if you can actually get something for him that will, or a younger player that think that or a younger player who you think will be part of your long-term solution, then absolutely. And I do think the price on both of them is fairly low right now, even though Drummond got off to that red hot start and averaged, was it like 19 and 15? So yeah, I think you can get Andre Drummond for a little bit less than you could if he was normally playing, and I think the Kings definitely have the assets to do it.
Let's elaborate on these assets more.
That's what I want to know is, as you say, you want to buy low and sell high. I saw you writing about that. Explain what you mean by that, because I don't. Because Andre Drummond's on a contract year, so if you buy low, you're not gonna re-sign. I don't think they're gonna re-sign Andre Drummond.
I don't. Yeah. So in terms of buying low and selling high, obviously it's a lot easier to do if someone's not on a contract here. But I think that even you can almost treat it like the Warriors signing what was it, D'Angelo Russell, where he's not part of their before they traded him to Minnesota, right?
Okay, no offense, but D'Angelo Russell is not Andre Drummond or Blake Griffin. DeAndre Drummond and Blake Griffin are out of their prime. I think D'Angelo.
Andre Drummond still has like a few good years left in him. Blake Griffin is absolutely out of his prime. He's just someone, I think at this point, with the run that he's had in Detroit, he's kind of in that Rondo situation where you're just saying, were you buying him just to show that he can still play, but then because he's on that crazy contract, I don't know who's going to want to take that on unless you're looking for a team that has young talent that's looking for an expiring deal, or a disgruntled player who wants out, and a team is getting ready to start a rebuild because they don't think they can win with their current roster.
For me, I have no interest in Blake Griffin. None. I don't see that as making any sense to me. But Andre Drummond, I mean, I wouldn't do it either, but I could see the Kings doing it only for one reason, and it would be trading Harrison Barnes to Cleveland and then taking on Andre Drummond so you can get off of a contract. That's the only.
I would see what I could get. Because, like, if you're going to trade Harrison Barnes, I would really love – I think I saw enough in the Bulls game where, like, I would try to entice Chicago and try to whatever. I would just see what it would take. Now, I'm not necessarily saying I would make the deal whatever it is, but I would see what it would take to get a player like Zach LaVine back.
There's a guy in Chicago that I really want. I know we're going really off topic here, but I think that I've seen enough to where I think Marvin Bagley his position is center, and I think if you can put a guy like how Nemanja Bjelica is, but a younger version of him, and I think like a Lauri Markkanen, that's who I think the Kings should be looking at.
I definitely think that the Kings could pull off a trade for Lauri Markkanen. I think it'd be really interesting to see if you could get Zach LaVine in that trade. Because I feel like you're going to have to do some salary matching somewhere, and I think Lauri Markkanen is a guy, given his history in Chicago, where they would be willing to move off of him, and I think that you could use him to balance salary.
Yeah, no, they've said that they're willing to move off him. They didn't max him. They didn't give him a contract. So he'll be a free agent at the end of the year. He'll be a restricted free agent, but he'll be a free agent.
And I don't think the price on Lauri Markkanen is going to be really high either.
Well, I know he's shown he's very injury prone.
Yeah.
Bucci, are you alive?
Absolutely.
We got a great host here, Nick.
I know.
It's okay. It's his birthday. He's got to answer all the Facebook messages and
All right.
That's
all the
right.
ladies.
From San Antonio Spurs.
Oh,
Averaging
God.
30.2 minutes.
Since when does San
17.
Antonio have Austin on the front of it?
Oh my goodness. My bad. I saw the Spurs.
They're still not showing the Spurs.
That's not a Spur?
That's their G
Well,
League.
yes, that's their logo, but that's their G League affiliate.
Oh.
And now you guys know why that's not my name is such a big segment.
Exactly.
Whoops. Averaging 30.2 minutes, 17.2 points, and 11 rebounds per game in the G League for Austin Spurs. Should Robert Woodard be getting minutes in Sacramento? Tongue twister.
Okay, yeah, that
I
was
just
real
gotta say, you
challenging.
read
Good
that
job
like a
there,
first
Bucci.
grader.
I like the host who can't read.
I know, that's what I was like I know you can read.
Yeah,
It was
I
a
want to
tongue
clarify.
twister. You
Bucci
can do
is
it.
25, not 5. All right, here. So it depends. For me, it depends what you're going to do with the Kings here. I mean, are you going to sell the Kings and get rid of guys like Harrison Barnes, the Manya, and just go young? Because if you're going to go young and you're going to tank, then yeah, what harm does it putting Robert Woodard out and getting him some NBA minutes? Because I mean, that dude, he's tearing it up in the G League right now. I mean, just get him some more experience with NBA level competition. I think it'd be good. And on the other side, Jameis Ramsey's doing terrible. Have you seen about all that?
Yeah.
He's
James
really
Ramsey.
struggling.
What was that?
You said
I don't know.
James Ramsey.
No, Jahemus.
Oh.
Yeah, but I mean, so he's been struggling out there for Utah's G League. But no, I think Robert Woodard could use some minutes out there. They love his body. They say he's got that NBA ready body. He's showing he can play.
Does.
I mean, and a 40th pick you got some investment in him. I definitely think it's worth throwing him out there, seeing what you can get for him. Or not get for him, but get from him.
Yeah, I agree. I think if you're going to tank or sell off some of the older guys, then absolutely. But if that's not your plan, I just don't see where he fits in this rotation right now, especially with that 8-guy rotation that Luke Walton's running. I just don't see it. So I'd say, let him get as many minutes and let him have as great a G League as he can and just work on him until he's ready to come up to the NBA and ready for that NBA level competition. Because, it's one thing to tear it up in the G League, but we all know G League is no NBA.
Yeah,
You're not playing against the same level of competition.
But it's promising to see how good he's playing against these guys.
Absolutely. What he's showing us in the G League is definitely showing us that he can play in the NBA, at least, or he should at least have the opportunity to do such things.
Yeah, no. In my opinion, I think the Kings need to be sellers in this trade deadline. And if I were Monty McNair, which I'm not, I'm obviously much worse looking and much less in the pocketbooks and more boisterous. But I would trade players like Harrison Barnes, and I would play my younger players, get them out there, and just go for broke this year. Go for a good draft pick. Let these guys get minutes, see who can cut it, who can't, and then get a good draft pick. Get assets in return, and then try to be back next year because I think we're learning who the Kings are.
I'm not in asset collection mode unless the asset that you're collecting is better than what you have right now.
Okay, Nick, at what point are you going to get in asset collecting mode? Because to me, this Kings team is not attractive.
They may not be attractive, but there are some players that, I'm not just trading Harrison Barnes for picks.
No. Okay, for picks, yeah. I mean, it depends what your what pick you're getting. Like, I'm not going to give Harrison Barnes for the Lakers pick. But if we're talking Harrison Barnes for around the 15, for somewhere around there, yeah, I'm listening. I mean, I'd want another player.
I mean, with the way Harrison has played this year, if I'm going to trade him for a pick, I think that I want very close to lottery.
Okay, yeah, very close to lottery. But to me, Harrison Barnes is a fraud. He's so up and down, up and down, up and down. And the fact that he's got his value right now is where you sell, I think.
That's why I said I would. If I'm going to trade Harrison Barnes, I'm definitely going to call up Chicago and see if we can get a Zach LaVine and a Lauri Markkanen.
But how does that benefit Chicago? Because Chicago's going to get strapped with his contract, and they're in a situation like us.
Right. So the question is Zach LaVine going to be there long term?
I don't think so. I don't see Sacramento.
So if he's not going to be there long term, then I'm just going to say, hey, because he fits. I think he would fit really nicely next to De'Aaron Fox, and I think he'd play really well with Tyrese. Oh, this freaking play.
Okay, Bucci.
Host has a surprise.
Wait,
okay,
I'm so ready for Bucci to pronounce this name.
Yeah, that's what I was waiting for too.
Host has a surprise before that. So, in both your guys' own words, describe a top rookie prospect. What would you guys like to see?
What? Go ahead, Nick. Answer this question.
It depends on what you need and what you're looking for. I mean, because some rookies are like LeBron, even though that rookie doesn't happen very often. But then you have rookies like Tyrese, where he fits in perfectly. So I think it depends on what your team needs.
You know what prospect I'm looking for, Bucci? I want a guy who's like 7'6", who can shoot the 3-pointer. He can make like 100% free throws.
Yeah, he's
a really good shot
can
blocker.
Jump out of the gym's got like an 8'10" wingspan.
You might want to go check 2K.
I don't even think you can get that in
2K. Okay, number 4.
Oh, I'm
Grizzlies
excited.
Center Jonas Valanciunis.
Valanciunis.
Grizzlies center Jonas Valanciunis made a very questionable play on
I don't know about question.
Chimeze Metu.
That's not bad.
Chimeze
Metu in Sunday's game against the Sacramento Kings. The league reviewed the play and did not see any wrongdoing. Do you believe the act was malicious or warranted punishment? I'll start out.
Did you even see the play?
He sees it right now.
But judging by this picture, I believe it's fine.
You believe it's fine?
Dunking is all out of character, and it shows style to add to your game.
Okay, so obviously this play came when the whole issue came when Chimeze just destroyed Jonas Valanciunis on a dunk. Right. And Jonas didn't like it, so he WWE 360 spins him and throws him to the ground.
That was beyond unwarranted. That was completely malicious. Yeah, he definitely should have got punished.
Yeah, I'm a homer and you're a homer, obviously, but I don't care.
If I had seen that, and I'm going to take my Kings goggles off on this one. He deserved to get punished. That was a dirty play.
So a flagrant 2, because that's what I think. I think it was a flagrant 2.
Flagrant 2. Yeah,
no, the moment you don't just spin a guy and then throw him like that with that velocity.
Right.
And on top of that, Chimeze got hurt on this play. And now we're without
4 to 6
Chimeze.
weeks with a fractured wrist.
Yeah, no,
he should. I think I hate dirty plays. I absolutely hate dirty plays. And I think that sometimes like when you have a play that's dirty like this, if the player gets out 4 to 6 weeks, you should be out 4 to 6 weeks and you should have to pay their salary.
Damn.
Yeah.
You're laying down the law there, Nick.
Absolutely. I don't stand for dirty plays.
Yeah, no, and Jonas Valanciunis kind of got a little bit of a reputation as a guy who's a no bullshit kind of guy. And I think that he didn't like Chimeze dunking on him, and that's what happened.
Tired.
Come on, man. You know he's a big body guy. He ain't gonna jump. He ain't gonna jump high.
Well, then that's his problem. Better get in the gym and do some calf.
Raises, calf raises, calf.
Yeah, here we go.
Raises.
Calf raises.
Say it with
I
me.
couldn't think of the. I've
Calf
done them. I've done
raises.
plenty of them. I just couldn't remember the name of the workout. But I knew it was calf something. Yeah, no, he definitely. It's a good thing I'm not commissioner because he wouldn't like me.
No, the fact that the NBA reviewed that and it's I saw them reviewing it, I'm like, oh yeah, he's gonna get something for it. And then they're like, oh, it came back. They agreed with the calls that the referees called.
You know, but I'm just gonna bring up real quick. If that's LeBron done that,
oh
he
god,
did that to LeBron, he's getting kicked out the league.
oh
But
for sure.
you know, it's okay because it's Chimeze Metu.
Yeah, no, I do think there's a thing there. I do agree with you that certain players have different power. Which Chimeze Metu is a nobody in the NBA, and
on a two-way contract, no less.
Yeah, and they don't. The NBA is not going to hurt in the pocketbook at all. That Chimeze Metu hurt his hand. That's not going to affect them.
Yeah.
All right, Boogie.
But they'll hurt
to start.
if Jonas is gone because Memphis isn't good and Jaw's not playing. Jaw's team isn't playing the well as it should be. You know.
Number 5. The starters for the All-Star game have been announced. Who is the biggest snub in each conference?
Yeah, so this is obviously a snub, as in who got screwed for making the All-Star 5, because we're still waiting on the bench for the coaches to vote who's going to make the reserves. So Nick, you got
2 guys that shouldn't be there.
You really? I agree with most of them. There's one of them that I think gets screwed every year, and I think you know who I'm talking about.
Luka.
Talk about Dame time.
Damian Lillard. It's the same thing that happens here in Sacramento.
Yeah.
When you have an all-star, just because Portland and Sacramento don't get the love that Los Angeles, Golden State, all those cities, that the fans don't get to watch them. They don't. I mean, the games start at 7:00, which is 10:00 in the East Coast, and you're not watching the games, so they don't get to see De'Aaron Fox. They don't get to see Damian Lillard, and especially in Sacramento because they don't go on NBA and TNT. So they never get to see them. So it really ruins the fan vote in that perspective because you're never going to see the Kings out there.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think De'Aaron was a starting 5 caliber, but
Right.
I don't know about Steph Curry either, but Damian Lillard got robbed. Like, that dude's been tearing it up.
Yeah.
And again, he got cut off for Luka Doncic, which is only because of the name that Luka's in there.
Yeah,
it's not.
he got in because of the name. I mean, is he putting up all-star numbers? Absolutely. But, Dallas has been struggling.
Yeah, nobody in this top 10 should not make the All-Star. None of these 10 should not make the All-Star game. They're all All-Stars.
Right.
But I don't know necessarily. I think that you could have put Damian in for Steph as well.
I probably would have put him in for Luka because the Warriors have been way better than I expected.
And the only reason that the Warriors are better than you expect is because of Steph Curry.
Right.
You take Steph Curry off that team, and that team's terrible. Which side note, that makes Steph Curry the MVP in my opinion. But the NBA, the MVP is as ruined as the fan vote.
Definitely puts him in the race. That's for sure.
Yeah, but at the time though, wouldn't you say that he's the most valuable player? Because you take LeBron off that team, there's still going to be some. I mean, they're not going to be as good. They're going to
be decent. Yeah, the Lakers would be decent without LeBron. Jokic. Denver might not be much anything without Jokic.
Yeah, no, I think it's Jokic or Curry because Philadelphia is still going to be fine without Joel Embiid. They're going to be good. Yeah. They're not going to be as good, but they're not. But they need Joel Embiid.
Right.
But you lose Steph Curry on Golden State, and that team is 15th.
Oh yeah, they're right where they were last year.
Yeah, but no, I'm trying to find one in the East. I've been trying to delay who I don't like in the East that I would put in on the East, and it's really
I don't know who I would put in if I'm going to take out any of those guys.
Kyrie.
I was going to go with Beal, just because of how awful Washington is.
Yeah, but I'm not going to hold that against.
He deserves to be an all-star, but if he's not a starter, I don't think he's an all-star because I don't think he's going to get any love from the coaches.
Bradley Beal?
I don't think he's gonna get that much. I don't think he would have gotten that much love from the coaches.
Yeah, Bradley Beal would have made the All-Star team.
I don't know. Coaches value winning. And that's
Yeah, but it's
everything.
not his fault that team is horrendous.
And no, I agree. It's totally not his fault. But I think that may come into a thing.
I mean, he's kind of like Steph Curry.
When DeMarcus should have been an all-star when he was in Sacramento.
And he got in
And
as a
he
reserve.
didn't get voted in the first year because the coaches didn't give him any love because he was, in Sacramento on a very, very much losing team at the time.
He got in as a reserve for Kobe, right?
Yes, because he didn't get voted in, but he got replaced in.
Yeah, and then he made it the next year.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think that, I mean, that's the same, like I said, that's the same crap that happens with Lillard. It's just a product of playing in Sacramento. If DeMarcus was playing for the Lakers like that, he'd probably be on the starting five.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I think at that time, he was the best center in the NBA.
He was by far the best center in the NBA. Because I remember for a long time, it was him and Blake Griffin who was going to be the best big. And then that got put to bed, and then it was Anthony Davis and Karl Anthony Towns competing with him, and then DeMarcus completely blew up and was he's absolutely far and away, hands down, best big man in the league.
Yeah, no, I was never of the Karl Anthony Towns. He's an all right player. I think he's overhyped, and I think Anthony Davis was overhyped too.
I absolutely think Anthony. I mean, obviously he's not overhyped now, but at the time,
I still think he's a little overhyped.
Well,
I think if
you should tell that to LA, and then they should tell him to us.
You know, as much as I do, speaking to an LA fan gets you nowhere. You just go in circles. When I talk to them, everybody on their team is God. They think Alex Caruso made the freaking fan votes on the top 10.
I saw that. I was like, what? Alex Caruso? I mean, he's a good player, but he's not that good.
Yeah,
Alex Caruso is decent. If you have a good team and you put Alex Caruso on it, you're not hurting.
I would not trade. Corey Joseph and Alex.
I would trade Corey Joseph for Alex Caruso in a heart. I'd drive Corey Joseph to the airport.
They're in the same range.
I think Alex Caruso is better than Corey Joseph.
They're in the same.
I think Alex Caruso is he's like a player like George Hill in the sense that he has to be good and has to have good players around.
That's what I was about to say. You put Alex Caruso on the Kings, and you're going to see how bad he really is.
Yeah.
Okay, Bucci.
Number 6, the Houston Rockets and former Sacramento Kings center have agreed to part ways. Where will Boogie land?
Okay, which this has kind of been debunked lately because their Coach Silas, has been saying that this is all rumors right now, as of right now. But they're definitely gonna part ways. That reports like that don't come out, and then they're like, "Oh,
yeah, that's a big one just to say it's a rumor."
Yeah, no, they're gonna split up, and there's a place that I almost know he's gonna go, and it's the most reports are that he's gonna go to Miami, but I think you're gonna see DeMarcus Cousins in Los Angeles. They just lost Anthony Davis. DeMarcus Cousins he knows how to play over. He's got practice out in Los Angeles because that's where he was last year.
Yeah,
I think and I really think that's where he's going to end up playing. They need a center.
A Boogie Davis or Boogie Brown reunion.
Well, I mean, they really need help. I mean, their team they really need more good players out there. I mean, they only have 2 All-Stars, so I mean. Really got to.
They just happen to have, those 2 All-Stars just happen to be better than most of the All-Stars. So the Lakers don't need any help.
This is where it needs to go through like a waiver wire, where when DeMarcus gets cut, the worst team in the NBA has first dibs, and then you go on, and then the Lakers get the last choice, or whoever does the best record gets the last choice. Because it's gross seeing. I mean, because DeMarcus isn't going to go to a team like Sacramento, or as much as I'd love that, because DeMarcus is my boy, but he's gonna.
When I heard this report, I thought, I was like, because me, how much I love DeMarcus, but how much I'm okay with not having him here. I thought about it. I literally thought about it. And I'm like,
of course.
there is like there's a couple of Kings players that could benefit from having a player who had DeMarcus Cousins' talent.
Imagine if DeMarcus came here, Hassan Whiteside would be like, "Nah, I'm out, y'all."
Yeah, in terms of his skills and what he brings and brought to the table when he was a King, I would absolutely love for him to teach Marvin Bagley. But as we all know as Kings fans, DeMarcus is an absolute double-edged sword. And so for all the talent in the world he has, he also has an attitude. And I just don't want his attitude anywhere near this team. But I want his skills and in his knowledge. I want him to just give that to Marvin Bagley.
I want to go back to the first question with DeMarcus, because DeMarcus was a King, and then they ended up trading DeMarcus to New Orleans, where he tore his Achilles and he missed out on millions because of injuries. Millions. Where they told him he was going to get the max here in Sacramento, and obviously I understand what they were doing there. They're not going to say, "Oh yeah, we're trading DeMarcus," and then ruin all his trade value. They're trying to stay close to vest here. And I mean, that cost him millions. So I mean, it's a two-way street there, because I mean, it costs DeMarcus and it can cost the team, because DeMarcus lost his ass by the team screwing him over. But
yeah, he got a little screwed.
Because if he got his max, he would have been on his max contract when he got hurt. Now that's kind of.
I think he'd still be on that contract. This be what, last year, that contract?
I think so, because it'd be over, because it was 2017 when he got traded, so it'd be 2021. Yeah, it would be this year.
Yeah. He'd be
we'd still be. Hey, I'd be fine paying that. I mean, we're not in a much better spot right now, anyways.
Yeah. Okay. But I don't. Does he get hurt and have that Achilles injury if he stays in Sacramento?
I don't know. I mean, we could do what ifs forever.
I don't want to like talk mess about the Pelicans and their medical staff, because it's better than it used to be. But it didn't seem like anyone that went to New Orleans just got injured.
Oh no, that was the thing. But to be fair, Anthony Davis still is kind of injury prone. I mean, he's moved on.
Yeah, but like it was like major injuries that like players were coming up with.
Yeah, like the Orlando issues.
Yeah. So I don't know that he gets injured, but I mean, obviously it can happen to anyone in any team. But yeah, I mean, even if I think New Orleans still trades for him, even if we do sign him to a max contract.
No, and I don't blame New Orleans for making that trade.
I would have made that trade 100%. I would have loved to have had Anthony Davis and DeMarcus Cousins on the same team.
It cost the manager the job. What's it? Dempsey. What's his name?
Was it Daryl Dempsey or Dale Dempsey?
I don't know what it was.
I think Dale Dempsey.
I'm thinking Clint. But
isn't that an MLB player?
It might be a soccer player. I don't know. But it cost him his job. I mean, and all because DeMarcus got hurt. I mean, and it sucks, but that's just part of the
not on him. He can only bring in the players. It's up to other staff to keep them healthy.
And that wasn't the sole reason why he got fired. There was a lot going on at the time, but that was the straw that broke the camel's back.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Well, that will move us on to my favorite segment. Is my beef of the week.
I'm still waiting for my steaks.
Oh yeah, tell Erica to go make you one.
I heard that.
All right.
Your steaks.
My beef of the week is on the Sacramento Kings. What in the hell are the Sacramento Kings doing here? Who are the Sacramento Kings, Nick? 1 week they win 7 of 8 games. The next week they can't win a freaking game. We've been on the podcast for 2 weeks now. 2 weeks.
Hyde.
In those 2 weeks,
a lot of
the Kings haven't won a game.
I know. I don't want to say it's all injuries, but
it's not all injuries.
They absolutely look lost.
Yeah, there's a time where you're watching the Kings and they're playing solid defense. You're going to see Buddy Hield locking down guys, passing the ball, making his threes. De'Aaron makes free throws, and then the next game you watch, they play no defense. They look stupid. They can't make a three. Can't make free throws. Their free throws are awful.
I think what we're seeing is the fragility of the roster that is the Sacramento Kings. If you have one injury, because Luke Walton can't play a deep lineup, he only goes with 8 guys. That's not necessarily something that's sustainable throughout a season, especially if you're a good team and you make the playoffs. Your guys are going to be gassed at the end. So, but as you see, one injury or 2 injuries and this team, it looks terrible. But when they all play together and they're all completely healthy, they are 12-11. So you're like, they're just missing. If they could pick up 1 or maybe 2 guys, at the trade deadline, maybe they could on Drummond or Zach LaVine and not have to give up too much. Then I think you're really cooking with. Starting to cook with gas a little bit. Not a lot, just a little bit.
Alrighty, well, that will introduce us to my new segment. For the first week ever, it's Where We Playing.
Oh, man.
You can't go nowhere.
I won't.
Because
that's right.
You're answering questions, Bucci.
It's
a game show.
Where We
the
Playing.
Game show wheel. Because it's going to be Bucci versus Nick. You're going to answer questions on the cities where the Kings are playing. You ready, Bucci? Because we're starting with you. The first question is for you, Bucci. Milwaukee is the home of the world's largest music festival. Do you know what that music festival is?
Don't feel bad. I didn't know either.
Why music festival in Milwaukee?
I said something very similar.
Hey, we got Milwaukee listeners. Come on, Bucci.
I thought I had a very similar thought. It's probably a music festival you've heard of.
I don't know. I can't think of a music festival name.
Just spit something out, Bucci.
Jazz.
That's a hard no.
The answer is Summerfest.
I wouldn't have got that.
Brooklyn is geographically located on which island?
Oh my gosh.
I was close.
Because the Kings are playing the Brooklyn Nets.
Geography. I did not get this one.
Okay, guess.
Take a guess, Bucci.
Yeah,
this is your question. These are all yours.
I would say New York City.
New York City is not an island.
Well, technically it is.
Okay, give me an island, Bucci. 5,
New York, so
4, 3, 2.
Staten.
Okay, that's wrong. Correct answer is Long Island.
Oh.
And you like Long Islands.
So Bucci's 0 for 3. Okay, since the Kings are playing the Knicks, we're gonna go with Madison Square Park, Union Square Park, and Washington Square Park previously were used as
WrestleMania.
Yeah, I'm a little confused on this one too.
The correct answer is cemeteries.
Oh, really?
Yes.
It was the Undertaker.
Okay, Bucci, you got one more.
That's good.
Detroit is
okay, I'm gonna say if the questions are of this level, we might tie. There might not be a winner.
There's some easy ones in there. Come on, Nick. Detroit is home to which oldest surviving ginger ale brand?
I know this one. It's not Canada Dry.
It's the oldest one, Bucci. You drink these. You better get it right.
I know this. It's the golden one.
Isn't that Canada Dry?
Oh, before I get to the question, we got some breaking news. Cue the breaking news sound, Erica.
Shut the hell up, Bucci.
The
They
Minnesota
didn't trade Carl
Timberwolves
Anthony Towns, did they?
have fired head coach Ryan Saunders.
Oh, wow. Well, I mean, but Minnesota, what did they expect in Minnesota? That roster is no good.
Yeah, no, you could have seen that coming. I mean,
Yeah, but I mean, the question is, I guess, what did they want from Ryan Saunders, or did they want a playoff team? Because Minnesota is not a playoff team.
and I feel so sorry because that's Flip Saunders' son. Flip Saunders, the former president and former coach of the Timberwolves.
Yeah.
It sucks that's how that's going to end. All right, Bucci. Back to the question. You've had time to Google it now. Detroit is home to what oldest surviving ginger ale brand?
Don't know.
Come on, Bucci, throw out a guess.
I'm trying.
5, 4, 3, 2.
Serpent.
The correct answer
Seagram.
is Verner's.
I wouldn't have got that.
Yeah.
All right, Tabucci went for a 0 for 4. Erica, you called that one.
Questions.
All right, Nick, we'll see. All you need is one. Don't give up. We're gonna start in Milwaukee, like the Kings are there tonight.
Oh boy.
Probably losing.
I don't know much about these cities.
Nick, what famous 70s sitcom was set in Milwaukee?
70s sitcom?
Oh, this one's easy.
This is like 20 years before I was born. Okay.
It's some stuff Greg probably watches.
I know, right? Like,
Wow.
The only 70s sitcoms that I can think of are.
I mean, I've seen it. I don't watch it, but I've seen it.
Where was that 70s show filmed?
Don't answer that.
I'll give you a hint. The 70s was filmed.
No.
I'm gonna say. I don't know, but I'm just gonna throw it out there because I know the only other ones I know were filmed in California. So I'm just gonna say it's that 70s show, but I know that's not the right answer.
Yeah, the correct answer
Friends.
is Laverne and Shirley.
I've never seen that show.
Laverne.
I've never even heard of that show.
You never heard of Laverne and Shirley?
No.
Okay. Decades before taking home in the Oval Office, which recent U.S. president took residence with his former girlfriend in Brooklyn?
Recent U.S. president.
No, when you say recent.
I know, right? I don't think Donald Trump has ever had a girlfriend in Brooklyn. Other than I mean, it's possible. Trump Tower is in Manhattan. I think. Well, there's a couple of them.
It's in Brooklyn, not Manhattan.
I know, but it's like just across the bridge.
I got the tiebreaker answer ready because I see it going that way.
I told you. I don't know.
Okay, 5, 4, 3.
I'm gonna say Donald Trump. It could be Bill Clinton or what's the dude after Bill Clinton?
George Bush?
Yeah, George Bush. I'm gonna say George Bush.
Okay. The correct answer, Barack Obama.
What? I didn't think it was. Wait, okay. Is this before he got married to Michelle?
Well, it's his former girlfriend. You think he got married to Michelle and then?
I don't know. I just feel like they've been. I thought you meant like they weren't like together for very long.
What is the longest running show in Broadway history with over 9,000 performances?
Oh, is it Cats?
Showtime at the Apollo.
No. Showtime
Nick,
at the Apollo is a show. Not a Broadway show.
You got an answer for me, Nick?
Is it Cats or Rent? Rent. Is it Rent?
The correct answer is Phantom of the Opera.
Phantom of the, oh, that's a good one. I didn't know I had 9,000 shows though.
I didn't even know Phantom of the Opera was an opera show. Okay.
I think you're going to a tiebreaker.
Detroit
I told you I'm not gonna get any of these questions right, and I'm generally a smart person. I promise you.
I'll make them more easy next week. All right. So here's your chance to break the tie, Nick. Detroit is the birthplace of Motown and what other music genre?
Is it rock and roll?
The correct answer is techno.
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 I would have said Germany for techno.
Your answer is not right, Nick. It's techno.
I see.
Nobody?
No,
Okay.
that was
so-
bad. That was bad.
So we're gonna go to a tiebreaker because both you guys got 0 out of 4.
These
So-
are like odd
Should've asked
facts
some better
that- I feel like
questions.
these are odd facts that only people know that live in those cities.
I told you they weren't gonna get these right. I didn't get any of them right.
Okay, so-
Okay, see.
Watch,
you
after
have
people,
three
the people from the
go
city
0 for
probably don't
4.
even know.
Okay, the questions will be easier. And I'll be like, spell Milwaukee, Bucci, and you'll still get it wrong.
Oh.
That's a long one.
That's a hard one.
Alrighty, so the tiebreaker will be the population in New York. Give me an estimate on how high it is, or how high it is. Bucci went first, so we'll start with Nick this time. Nick, give me a number.
Like in the state of New York or New York City?
We'll go New York City.
I'd probably say like 4 or 5 million people.
Okay, give me a number.
5 million.
Okay, Bucci, what do you think it is?
3.8 million.
Wow.
3.8?
I feel like he Googled that.
Yeah.
Nick, you win.
Oh, what is
It's
it?
8.4 million.
Okay,
So,
Nick-
I knew it wasn't as densely populated as LA, but I was like, it's got to be up there.
So Nick is the winner of Where We Playing, the debut week.
I don't
went
like this
as
game.
bumpy
It
as
makes-
I might have
I
thought.
don't- I don't like this game either.
I'm not so sure I like this game. It makes me look like an idiot on live TV or live.
It's okay.
YouTube or whatever.
We'll change it from you looking like an idiot to Bucci here in a minute. But before that, we're going to go with a cold hard fact. And I didn't do this week, but my cold hard fact has to do with the Sacramento Kings, Nick. You're Sacramento Kings, who have lost 6 in a row and are working on 7 today in Milwaukee. But that's nothing compared to what they had in the 1991-1992 season, where your Sacramento Kings lost a grand total of 43 consecutive road games
Oh,
until they
that's
beat the Magic.
right. They did
95,
have that
930.
one streak. I totally forgot about that. Yikes.
Yeah, so don't cry too much if they lose again, because 7 is nothing compared to 43.
We should just erase those facts from NBA history.
Hey, come on, if it was going to go to anywhere, you know it would go to Sacramento.
But
All right, Bucci.
sometimes I can separate okay, this is associated with our franchise, but it happened in Kansas City. Like
Who was the coach at the time? Was that Dick Mata? Or was that
it
Gary
could have
St.
been,
Jean?
yeah. I don't know. I don't know the coach at the time, but it could be Dick Mata. I
I'm
think
gonna
Jerry
go with
Reynolds
Dick
was
Mata.
before then, right?
What was that?
Jerry
Jerry
Reynolds
Reynolds was before that, I
then,
think.
right?
Yeah, he was 88, 89.
Oh man, he dodged a bullet on that one.
All right, Bucci. It's that time.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Is it who he played for?
It's who he play for. Bucci,
I know, right? Do it for
Say
the
something.
fans.
Say something to your fan. Oh, breaking news again.
Oh,
We got 2 breaking newses in one day. The Minnesota Timberwolves.
did they
Yeah,
hire a
new
head coach?
They have hired
What?
Raptors
Oh,
assistant
man.
coach Chris Finch.
Who?
Raptors assistant coach, because the Raptors are tearing it up right now. Barely in the play-in tournament.
That was something that was in the works for quite some time.
Yeah, they were clearly flirting with each other in the meantime there.
Yeah, that didn't just happen.
Is there some tampering? That's got to be tampering because he's on a contract. How does that work with coaches?
That's pretty close. Does tampering apply to coaches?
Yeah, I don't see why it wouldn't.
I thought it was only a player thing. Let me
I don't
Google
know. Yeah, I would imagine it would go with coaches as well.
it. Let's see. NBA.
Okay, Bucci, in the meantime, you got a message for your fans? Because
Yes.
we're only doing
I was gonna
3 from
say-
now on. But
I want to say Welcome
order
to
to
week
get-
number 3 of the longest running podcast. What
It's
will
week
soon
2.
be
Okay, I have an
Actually,
answer
week
on
3.
that tampering thing.
I just want to say to you guys before we begin this game, I do it all for my fans. I do it for you guys. Thank you. Like and subscribe, support, double tap that button. You guys know what it's about. Let's get it, roll.
Yep. And as
Before
always,
we get
because
into that, real quick, it says the NBA tampering or anti-tampering rules suggest that teams, players, or coaches cannot approach or lure players on rival teams when they are bound by contracts with their respective teams. It says nothing about the coaches.
that's weird.
Yeah.
Because I mean, so you can basically be flirting with a guy right in the middle. Like Luke Walton can be talking to a guy on the Spurs staff, and he can go work for him the next day.
I guess so. If he gets fired by us, yeah.
Wow. Okay. So when Luke
Shout
Walton
out-
gets fired by the Kings, he'll have a new job.
I know, right? Just get it in the works. If you can smell the blood in the water, start throwing your resume out there, I guess.
All right. So Boogie, we're doing 3 of them this week. So if
All
you
right.
get 2 out of 3, I'll be giving away an autograph of. Let's call it bold. We're gonna give it a De'Aaron Fox autograph this week. If you get 2 out of 3,
Ooh,
Okay.
that's a good one.
so it's all on you, Bucci.
All right. Do it for my
We're gonna-
fans.
We're gonna start in Sacramento.
All right. Shout out to Black
That's a
History
hint.
Month. Red Tails.
I want a name of this player.
Buddy Hield.
Oh man, wait. Do you know his real name?
Bucci got Buddy.
What?
That's a hard no. Okay, never mind.
It's okay, Bucci. He's the only one with that name anyways. It's Chavano Rayner Hield.
Yep.
Yeah, I never really got that.
That's why I said, do you know his real name? That'd have been
Call
extra
me-
credit right there.
Call me when you meet somebody named Chavano.
Will do.
Hey, Boochie.
I've never heard that name.
You need 1 in order for the De'Aaron Fox giveaway.
I just want to say this to my fans. Enjoy that autograph because that is Klay Thompson.
Oh, look at that. 2 for 2.
That's
2 for 2. I was going to say, if you missed that, Erica's going to be mad at you because that could have been her fiance.
Ah.
what she killed off in her story.
Wow, he
What
did
she-
not
You killed him off?
I did not kill him off.
She
Who
did.
read the story?
So, Bucci, can you pull up a 3 for 3?
3. Switch.
The last
And
one.
Oh, I don't know if he's going to get this one.
Jahemus.
Is that your final answer for $1 million? Are we locking it in?
Wait, who is it? Oh, good Lord.
I'm gonna say a long sentence.
Come on, Bucci, we need a name.
It's only 2 words. 4 syllables.
It's a pretty basic name, honestly.
Yeah, it is. It's a very common name.
4 syllables. Syllables. 2 words.
2 words, 4 syllables.
You got 5 seconds, Bucci. It's okay. You already got the giveaway. They're already getting a De'Aaron Fox auto because
Give
of
me
you.
hint. Give me hint. Give me hint. Give me hint. Give me hint.
He'll
His
be on the
first
All
name
Star
rhymes
team.
with Mason.
Oh my God.
Oh. Something Beal.
Oh, okay. We're done. We're done.
Yeah, no, that would be Jason Tatum.
Big man, that was
I have a
the best
question.
hit,
I
too.
have a question. So you're saying Bradley rhymes with Mason?
Bucci, I can't even help you there. I'm trying.
Bradley Beal. That's 3. Damn it.
Yeah, it's 3
Yeah, no,
syllables.
I don't know where you were going there, Bucci.
Me neither.
Alrighty.
No.
So before we end every podcast, we're gonna do weekly polls where we post something on Instagram where the fans can communicate with us, tell us the questions that they ask that relate to them. So this week, poll question of the week for Instagram is going to be: what was the first NBA game you attended? So make sure you comment on it. I'll be posting through the week throughout all your comments that you post me in your first games that you ever attended. Nick, what was the first basketball game you ever attended? Do you remember it?
Yeah, I remember it. I went to Kings versus Pelicans, who's now
Hornets?
Pelicans. At the time it was New Orleans Hornets.
Was it a good Kings? Or was it a bad
They were
Kings?
they were still decent at the time. I think it was the year it was the year before they missed the playoffs.
So it was
2000,
Kevin Martin.
2005.
Was it so Kevin Martin, Ron Artest team?
Yes.
Bucci, you remember your first one?
Yeah.
Why do I feel like it's not?
I remember my
Raptors.
first playoff game too. Kings versus Timberwolves.
Well, you went to a playoff game
I
was it
got to go to a playoff game.
with
He sat
KG?
courtside.
Yeah. I wish I sat courtside. But no, yeah, KG. It was the game that Anthony Peeler hit Kevin Garnett in the face.
Man, that's the fact that that's a Kings playoff game dates that, and not, let alone Anthony Peeler.
I know, right?
No, I can't remember my first game. I mean, I know my parents took me to games when I was younger, and I can't remember who they were. The first one I remember they took me to was I went to a Wizards game when they had Gilbert Arenas.
Whoa.
But I don't-
dating yourself. Agent Zero is long gone.
Yeah, but I don't remember specifics about it. The first game I remember I went to, and my dad took me. We sat courtside one time at a Kings Timberwolves game because my dad really liked Rick Adelman, so we went to go sit by there and we sat on the floor. That was when they had JJ Barea and
I got to sit courtside one game too.
well, who's the center that played for Minnesota? Nikola
Michael
Pekovic
Candy?
and Nikola Pekovic and Kevin Love. was on the
that
team.
guy. Yeah, he was a bruiser.
Yeah, I remember I did that. But the first game I can really remember is I went. Jacob's grandpa had season tickets, and he gave us his tickets to sit when the Kings played the Knicks, and I really remember that game. That was a game where James Johnson hit a buzzer beater. It was his first 3-pointer of the whole year, and I remember
courtside for that game.
What's that?
You were courtside for that game?
No, we sat first row of the upper level. It was Jacob's grandpa had season tickets, and I remember going to that game and I'm like, oh my god, I'm hooked. And I remember Carmelo Anthony was on that team, and it was like seeing the people that you idolize growing up, and it was something that it got me hooked, and I love that old Sleep Train arena. It's nothing will be like playing in that arena.
Oh, that's a phenomenal basketball arena. I remember the one game I did get to sit courtside at. It was Kings versus Warriors, and Steph and Clay were just lighting us up that game. It was actually really close. I think we ended up losing in overtime. But I just remember yelling at Klay Thompson courtside to not shoot. Because the Kings couldn't do anything with him.
At least you weren't at that Klay Thompson 37-point game in one quarter.
I would have tackled him.
I just remember
a rogue Kings fan just running on the floor after Klay Thompson. Like, after I tackled him, I would have looked at our team and be like, that's what defense is.
I know, well, we had Nick Stauskas at the time. We knew no idea what defense was.
That's why they needed someone to show them.
God, when you look back at our teams, you realize how bad they were. We had Nick Stauskas and Ray McCallum on one team. Whew.
And that was our main backup.
Do you remember your first game,
Wasn't
Boogie?
Ben McLemore on the same team?
I want to say
Yeah.
something to the fans real
Yes, he
quick.
was.
Pause. There's a bonus player. Do you guys remember Bradley?
Bradley?
Yeah,
Bradley who?
maybe it wasn't Bradley.
I think I know where you're going with this.
I think I do too.
It's because he said Bill. And I want to notice how Boogie went off where he was off the screen for a good amount of time. So he was clearly Googling.
No, I could Google it now. Oh, what's his name? He was like number 12 or 2.
Was he a king, Bucci?
Yes, he was.
I know
Brad
who you're
Miller?
talking about.
They're talking about
Brad
Brad
Miller.
Miller.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
number 52.
Oh, I was close.
52, the bomber.
I saw
Yeah.
Brad Miller at Bass Pro Shops a couple months ago. I was in line.
Really?
Yeah. And he had a mask on. And I remember I walked by because I'm 6'3". So anytime I see a guy who's tall, I'm like, damn, that dude's tall. So was walking back and I see him behind me, and I'm like, holy shit, that guy's tall. And he's got like a long mullet now. And I was like, damn, that dude's gigantuous. And I see him walk to the garbage can and he takes his mask off to spit his chewing tobacco into the freaking garbage can.
It is Brad Miller.
I was like, it's fucking Brad Miller. And I see his girlfriend
That's
walk up.
awesome.
His wife walk next to him. And I type up Brad Miller's wife on Google to make sure. And sure enough, that was him.
You're gonna send that clip into TMZ, Greg?
I don't think they're that interested. What happens out in freaking Roseville, California? Well, Moochie, you want to get us out of here?
Yeah. Well, I would like to wrap it up. Let us know what you think in the comment section. We would love to hear your opinions on each one of the questions. If you guys have any more questions or some you want to be talked about, discussed in the topics, let us know. I do it for my fans.
When the trade deadline heats up, we'll get some. We'll have to ask the fans what they think.
Yeah, for sure. That trade deadline is going to be interesting.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'm going to try because I know the trade deadline's at 12 and I work nights, so you're going to see me like this. But we may do a podcast. I'm thinking we're still in the beginning works, but if you're not doing anything that day, Nick, I'll stay up with you if you want to. We'll pay attention to all the rumors that are going on.
Yeah.
I mean, we could do like a YouTube live or Instagram live thing or something.
All right.
Let's do an Instagram live. Oh, do it for my fans. It's another week, another win.
Another week for Bucci and another win. Bucci's 2-0.
He's got a better record in these last 2 weeks than the Kings have in the last 4.
All he had to do was win once, and he won more than the Kings did in 2 weeks.
I know. That's a shame. Well, we got to keep the faith up.
Maybe by the time this podcast airs, the Kings will have beaten the Milwaukee Bucks.
Oh, wouldn't that be wonderful?
I'm gonna check the score. Just
no, don't do it because I don't want to see your face.
I won't say anything, and I'll keep it neutral. The game is over.
Lost.
There's a good chance they lost. They're playing the Bucks. The Bucks got their number. It doesn't matter how bad the Bucks are playing. They always seem to play well versus us.
I'll just tell you, it's worth
unnaturally well.
I'll just say that. It looks like it's
not
worth
coming
watching.
from your words last week. Not coming from your words last week. You said if the Kings don't win this game, then what are they doing?
Okay,
yeah,
but
he had a lot of wins.
You're playing one of the best teams in the Eastern Conference, a perennial championship contender. If they lose to that team, so be it. I'm not expecting a win anyway.
No, I'm not complaining if they lose to Milwaukee. That's not. I mean, as long as you show
if they
some
lose
life.
to New York or if they lose to Detroit, then I have a problem.
Oh yeah, get ready for when we come back next week.
Oh boy.
All righty. Well, with that, we'll see you guys next week for week 3. Thanks, Nick, and thanks, Bucci. I'll see you guys next week.
See ya.
Hi, Mika.
Hello.
Do you want us to talk to your cousin?
You still there?
Yep, he's still here.